Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, Live Wire Sports Media fans? All right, so it's been a minute since I dropped a video in the last couple of days. Kind of been catching up on my rest, working nights kind of like does that to you. But anyway, there's so much news that's been going out. And it's all about the Indiana Fever. Because they are a super team. They're the Just the League. They're the Avengers. I mean, it just seemed like at the end of the day, everybody wants to come to Indiana. Before, nobody wants to come to Indiana. Nobody wants to play in that city. That's what Natalie Esquire was saying. Oh, for reasons of their own, nobody wants to be there. I can't hear Cheryl Swoops. Where's Cheryl Swoops? All the time she was like, hey, everybody wants to get out of Indiana. Nobody wants to be there. She was advocating for Kelsey to leave. But Kelsey said, nah, I'm going to stick around. We got a good thing going on right here. You saying? We got a good thing going on right here. You saying? She resigned. Came back with Caitlin. But then, they didn't expect this to happen. Natasha Howard signs with the Indiana Pacers. I'm about to say Pacers. Indiana Fever. They didn't expect this to happen. Sophie Cunningham traded to the Indiana Fever. She has said in the past, I would love to play with Caitlin Clark. Then she said her and Natasha Cloud was recruiting Caitlin Clark at the All-Star game last year. Clark wanted Caitlin to come there. Like, Caitlin, come to us. Get us a championship. But Sophie said, you know what? Hey, Natasha Howard got traded. Hey, I'll get traded too. I'll go ahead and join Indiana. They about to have a new facility in another couple of years. I got my own brand. I'm Mega Barbie. Hey, me and Cece sitting up there with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Let's do this. Then, out of nowhere, because there's been talks about DeWanda Bonner coming. Shout out to Rebecca Lobo as always, dropping gems. When she says something, you kind of believe it. You have to believe it because she's been accurate. Everything that she said about the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. Accurate. Always on point. Never divvy away, never sugarcoated, never had to backtrack her words, anything, like Ellen Duncan do. Which now they sitting up and say, oh, well, hey, they're the favorites to win the title. Look at them. You got Candace Parker out here on Rival TV. Everybody's talking about Atlanta, Phoenix. I don't know why nobody's talking about Atlanta because, they got Ryan Howard, Alicia Clark. They just got picked up somebody else. They got DeWanda, Breonna Jones. They got Brittany Griner. But they ain't no threat. But guess what? Out of nowhere, people were saying, oh, we don't need DeWanda Bonner, because of her relationship with her fiance, Alyssa Thomas, how she was treating CC. But, the terminology always goes to say, a birds together flock no, or birds of a feather flock together. That's not always the case. Because guess what DeWanna Bonner say? I'm going against the grain. You could be mad at me, but I'm going to get this ring. I'm going to get this ring. I'm all about them chips, them championships. DeWanna Bonner said, hey, I'm going to team up with Caitlyn. Hey, I played with her in the All-Star game. Hey, yeah, we had a little playoff spat. Nothing too much. Just a little yam, yam, yam. But now, the caveat to it all, Sydney Colston. Now everybody started losing their mind. Why we got Sydney? Why we got Sydney? We don't need Sydney. We could have kept Grace. But the Haitlin fans out there was like, the slows out there, as they 360 calls them the slows. Oh, they're building the super team. We cannot let this happen. Kathy, she's putting this together. She must be stopped. She must be forced to stop this. Look, it's all about free agency. It's all about going to a team that's going to give you a better chance of winning a championship. And that's the Indiana Fever. You got the New York Liberty out there. You got the Minnesota Lynx out there. You got I don't know if you want to call them aces. I mean, you might want to call them just an ace. They got Juloy. They got Asia Wilson out there. They still got pieces. Then you have Phoenix, Satu Sabli. But at the end of the day, doesn't matter. Because everybody wants to come to Indiana. Ooh, that kind of rhyme right there. Doesn't matter. Everybody wants to come to Indiana. Oh, I might have to write that down, guys. I'm going to have to write that down. That's a t-shirt slogan. Doesn't matter. Everybody wants to come to Indiana. How? Oh, yeah. I like that. Hey, I came up with my own little slogan. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Everybody wants to come to Indiana. So, with that being said, social media just been in an uproar. Super team, the Avengers, the Justice League, whatever you want to call them, the New Mutants, whoever you want to call them, whatever you want to call them, the Young Avengers, whatever you want to call them. Let's take a listen.
All right, the jig is up, Kathy. And you guys can call me a hater from what I'm about to say. I don't care. I'm a big dog. I can stand on it. Kathy made the call. Kathy made the call because you mean to tell me that two-time WNBA champion, the face of the God Dog League, okay? The Aces' main girl, right-hand man, Sydney Colston, is no longer returning to the Aces and is signing with the Indiana Fever? First of all, do the Fever even have any more roster spots open? How many folks are you guys going to sign? What is painfully clear, and what I've talked about in my other videos, is that the league, the Fever organization, are doing everything they should do to make sure their star is happy and that their star gets a ring. I didn't know they were going to load up like this, though. DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colston, just re-signed Kelsey Mitchell. You already have Aaliyah Boston. You have Caitlyn. You have Lexi. You got the MAGA Barbie. Look, this is going to be good and bad for the Fever. And this is going to be good and bad for CC. Because if CC can't get a ring with the Super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then the Fever better get a ring with this, because Sydney Colston is a two-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colston always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have Cece and Aaliyah Boston and Lexi and the MAGA Barbie, and isn't Katie Lou still on your team too? So I mean, shout out to the Indiana Fever, but it's clear that this is a scheme that Todd set up to get Cece a ring. And y'all can call me a hater. I'm sure you're going to call me a hater in the comments. I don't care, because I'm going to call a spade a spade. Am I mad? You can't be mad. You cannot hate the player. You got to hate the game. I'm not mad. I'm just saying Kathy made the god dog call. Congrats to Sydney. Have an amazing time in the Fever organization, I'm sure.
There's a lot to take from that clip right there. Because trust me, the next clip I got, oh my gosh, it's even better than that one. She said Sydney made the call. Kathy made the call. She didn't even mention Natasha Howard. She didn't even mention Natasha Howard at all. She said, ain't y'all still got Katie Lou? And like, well, if Caitlin can't win a title with this roster, it's going to be looking really spooky. It's going to be looking really bad. Come on. You got veterans. You got Sydney Colson, 2-time champion. Natasha Howard, 3 times champion. DeWanna Bonner, 2-time champion. That's 7 titles between them on that championship. They know how to get it done. They know how to get it done. You forgot. Stephanie White won a title with the Fever as assistant. Kelly was there, won a title. They know what they're looking for. And I understand, there's a lot to take in, because certain players we thought the Fever should have picked up, but they didn't. They know what they want their roster to look. And it's something I'm going to want to point out too while I'm into this video. Go back and look at that Tamika Catching championship team and how that team was built, and look at how this team is built. Then you'll understand why Kelly made the moves that she made with this team. This team is built almost similar to what that team was back then. Now, we still haven't brought in the big yet, in which that will probably be addressed. But come on. Super Avengers? You calling this the Super Avengers when Asia Wilson had a super team over there? When New York pretty much have a super team? Seattle had a super team when they won? I mean, come on. And if you go back where the Phoenix Mercury back then with Diana Taurasi doing one, look what that team was. So, come on, man. You got to build your team they building the team to win. They're not building the team to say, hey, oh, well, this is what it is. Or we just got to take the slow roll to get to the championship. Look, nobody really wants to go play in Chicago. Yeah, they got pieces, but nobody really wants to go play there. Everybody wants to go play with Caitlin. You know why? Because Caitlin going to get them the ball. Caitlin's going to feed them the ball. She's like Michael Jordan out there. She's getting them in a position. Everybody's going to eat on that team. What Candace Parker said? They got shooters on top of shooters. And I'm going to tell you this. If they mess around and get more money, Marina Mabrey over there, you might as well just hand them the title, because you're not going to stop none of that. It's too much shooting, too much scoring on that team. Too much scoring. This team might average 120 points a game with all that scoring. So now she said, do they have enough roster spot? I think that's what she said. Do they have enough roster spot? Okay, check it out. Bam. I see DeWanna Bonner, I see Aaliyah Boston, I see Jaylen Brown. Oh, and he's not even talking about Jaylen Brown yet. And she already signed she signs training camp thing, and a lot of people think she's not gonna make the roster. Don't be too sure about that. I think she's gonna make this roster because she's a really an X factor. Then you got Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. Then you got Sydney Colston down there. Then you got Sophie Cunningham. Then you got Demiris Doncic. Then you got Natasha Howard. Then you got Lexi. Then you got Kelsey. Then you got Katie Lou. Then you got Christy Wallace. No relation to Mike Wallace. But nevertheless, the crash out continues. These people are literally crashing out over the Fever team. They're crashing out. They're crashing out because they feel like the Fever should not be in this position to get these players. What are you going to do, in the words of Hulk Hogan, what are you going to do when the Indiana Fever reassemble their team next year to say they win the title this year and they try to go back to back and they win it again and say they go try to be the first team to three-peat since the Houston Comets? And I'm looking light years ahead, so therefore, and it's possible. But check this out.
What do you mean Sydney Colson is joining the Indiana Fever? What does that mean? Indiana is just being so fucking greedy right now. They took DB. They took Natasha. Now they got Sydney Colson. Like, why would they take Sydney from us? Why would they take Sydney from us? What the fuck we ever do to Indiana? Except beat them. But, like, what the fuck we ever do to Indiana? Indiana better win a chip this year. They better win, or all of this is for nothing. All this shenanigans they're doing, breaking families apart, taking people from us, they better win the chip. Because they just doing too motherfucking much right. I need somebody to investigate Indiana. I need Indiana investigated. Unfortunately for Indiana, I will be praying on their downfall. I will be praying for them to lose every single game. Like, I just can't. I just can't.
She sounds like she needs therapy. For real. She sounds like she needs therapy. I'm going to be praying on their downfall. They better win the chip this year because all of these shenanigans will be for nothing. What shenanigans? What shenanigans are there because the Indiana Fever signed free agents that was already free agents? They didn't make that much trades. They only traded for one person, and that was a three-way trade to get Sophie Cunningham and Jaylen Brown. Natasha, Sydney, and Dewana, they was free agents, so they just signed. So what they were supposed to do? Sit back and not sign them? See, logic doesn't add up well to some of these people' way of thinking because they think, oh, well, the Indiana Fever shouldn't be this good. The Indiana Fever shouldn't get these people. Indiana Fever shouldn't do this. Indiana Fever shouldn't do that. Come on, man, stop it. It's free agency. Everybody's free to go wherever they want to go. And then she say, well, why Indiana want to break up families? Who are they breaking up? Sydney Colston was a free agent. She was a free agent. They didn't went out and trade for her. Because surely I don't think the Aces would have made a trade with the Fever just to get Sydney Colston. So, stop the stress. What's the word I always use all the time? Relax. And what's that slogan I just came up with? It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to come to Indiana. So relax. Everybody wants to play with CeCe, Boston, Mitchell. Come on now. So relax. Enjoy the show. It's going to be good for you. It's going to make you stressed out because we're going to be winning, breaking records, doing things that no team in the W has done. So, hey, it's going to be all right. But until the next time, or as I should say, until the next episode, this is Live Wild Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.